We are just a few days away from the new year, and tonight we're looking back at some of the incredible people we met and stories we learned on making history in 2018. Back in February, we got a tour of the Chattanooga offices of VaynerMedia. Mickey Cloud has been the head of the Chattanooga office since it opened in July 2015. It's a full-service digital marketing agency.
We service Fortune 500 clients where, our business model is kind of built to serve the big corporations and their brands and their marketing needs. But part of what we've also opened an office here in Chattanooga for is to try to figure out ways to work with smaller companies, mid-sized companies, high-growth companies, startups, and provide value for them.
Mickey and his Chattanooga team lean on the primary office in New York and all of their resources, but he says in many ways this team is responsible for growing and working with their clients in this region. In April, we talked to VaynerMedia alum Adam Vasquez about the work he's doing at Strayfire and with his podcast, The Startup Show.
An inspiration source and a little bit of an education source. If people really do have some obstacle in between them, maybe one of our conversations will help them overcome one of those obstacles.
Later in the spring, a huge event for the local tech startup scene was a stop from the Rise of the Rest bus tour. Steve Case, the co-founder of America Online and the CEO of Revolution, and author J.D. Vance came to Chattanooga to highlight the growth that is happening in our city.
Well, each place has its own unique flavor. The Southeast has its own unique flavor, but Birmingham is different from Memphis, is different from Chattanooga. And what we've noticed here in Chattanooga is that there's this remarkable institutional knowledge around shipping and logistics, and so a lot of the really cool companies are building themselves off the back of that institutional knowledge. So that's a unique piece of Chattanooga.
There are so many unique pieces of Chattanooga that we have highlighted in this series this year, from what's happening at CoLab and Urban Story Ventures to the news over the last few weeks that the Camp House will move in the coming year to 12th Street in the old Dixie Savings Warehouse not far from the community kitchen.
Our hope is that we're going to be able to play a role within that neighborhood that's going to be a blessing to all of our neighbors over there. And that includes public workers for the city of Chattanooga, that includes, warehouse workers at Dixie Produce, and that includes the homeless population of our city. And we want to approach this with an open hand. We don't know what that's going to look like yet.
And those are just a few of the stories we've told you in Making History in 2018. We have told these stories in this series for 3 years now. We have a whole lot more in store for the new year as well.